Man. Back with another episode of a conversation with a sneaker connoisseur. I'm here with one of my childhood friends. I've known my man Marcos damn near my whole life. I've known him since since we were like 7, 8 years old, man. And you know,
Just
we both fell
just
in love
about
with
right.
this. Yeah, like we both fell in love with sneakers, and we here doing it. We here having a conversation about it, man. So Marco, like tell the people a little bit about your background in sneakers and like your whole upbringing, like let them know.
Well, my name is Marcos, of course. I was born and raised in the Bronx. Grew up in Hunts Point. Uh, Parents raised me right. If I did good, they got me a pair of sneakers. If not, you know what it is. I got to work harder to get the next pair. I got two brothers. I love them to death. They also love sneakers, but I don't. I think I'm the worst out of all three. Cause I'll be buying out my mind sometimes, and my brother be like, "Yo, what are you doing?" Yo, I'm living life, bro.
Yeah,
You gotta. Hey, life is short. You gotta wear your shoes. That's what I say.
yeah, most definitely. Like if you have you buy your shoes, you definitely gotta wear them, man. Marco's the type of collector that would I don't think I ever see him stop buying shoes. Like
Nah,
I don't think it ever happened. Like me, I pick very strategically what shoes I want these days, but Marco, man, whatever he wants, he's gonna go out and get it. He's gonna try to make it happen.
yeah, I'm definitely that type. I'm gonna try to make it happen. If it's within my needs, I'm gonna do it. But I got that things from my parents because they worked hard. If they want to do something, they're gonna make sure and make it happen. If they want to go on a family trip to this place, we're gonna go. Because we were people from the Bronx and we were going to Europe, and people were like, "You're going to Europe? Like, come on, bro! Like it's unheard of." So I'm like, "Yeah." So that's how I see it in life. If it's something that you want, you work hard for it, and you just keep it on the low. And then when you want to pop out and show people, you show.
Yep.
Other than that, that's how I've been. You know, I think it's in our Dominican roots because everybody from both sides of my family they work hard for what they want.
Yeah, man. That's
So
definitely something like living in the Bronx and growing up where we grew up at, man. Like if you wanted something, like you had to work for it. It wasn't coming easy. You had to go out and do what you had to do to be able to obtain whatever you wanted to get. So that's definitely something that like a lot of the kids these days, like growing up, like one thing about them, they have a lot of flaws and stuff and things, not flaws, but like a lot of things that they're doing that we weren't doing when we were growing up.
yeah,
They have a lot of hustle in them. They know how to get money. Like whether they turn it on the camera or they're just very popular, just on social media and stuff like that, and they making money that way. They know how to get money legally, man. So that's one shout out I want to give the youth, man. If you guys can figure that out and stop being so, you
and
know,
that's true. Because when I was younger, um, the first pair of Jordans I ever got was the black and red Air Jordan 13s.
mm,
Seen them. I seen Jordan wearing in the playoffs. Channel 4 NBC. If people don't know, when I saw him wear those, I was like, "Yo, I need those." We were going to DR that summer, so I brought home a good report card. It was like 80s and stuff like that. And my parents were like, "You know what? Let's get them the Jordans." So when I got them, I felt good. And then I remember that summer when my parents came to DR because we stood there the whole summer. My father was like, "Don't get used to that. I'm not buying you shoes every time you come home with a good report card or stuff like that."
right,
So I was like, after that, the next summer I tried to get a summer job. I couldn't get it. My father was like, "Yo, you come and work with me." I used to get paid. I used to work with him like 3, 4 days a week. I used to get paid $60 a day, tax free, like it was off the books.
mm-hmm.
People don't know about off the books, but
Back in the
yo, I used to bug him like, "Yo, I'm off this whole week from school. Let me go work with you."
right.
That's what I used to do. So
But that
so
that's definitely cool right there because with that you're learning what the dollar's worth, how you have to earn your own dollar, and you
exactly.
you also get an opportunity to learning how to work hard and being able to obtain something that you wanted. So that's definitely something cool. Another thing that you had mentioned just now a few minutes ago was NBA basketball on NBC. Like that was an era for us. Like that, those Saturday, Sunday games that we used to look forward to seeing the Bulls
Especially like the Easter games when they were Easter weekend.
and them playoff games.
Oh man, nah, yeah, that was crazy.
Man, that was
Because
the time, man.
you hear that theme song, you know it was about to be a good game.
That was the time, man.
Because
Mark
if, to
Albert,
my recollection, every time they put a game on Channel 4, it was never a bad game. It was always one of the
those games.
top game of the week or a rivalry that like, yo, you gotta watch this. Like it was
Preview.
always that type of game.
Remember the previews that they used to show before the games?
Oh
Like
yeah.
it was like they used to have like a preview. I don't know if you guys know, but there'll be like a preview. They like say if the Bulls is playing the Knicks or something like that. The time they play before that, if there was any issues, any dust ups or anything like that, they have the slow motion previews, and then they'll show like Jordan with the mad face, and then they'll show Patrick mad. Like you'd be like you say,
NBC was ahead of their time when they did that because they made all the previews and coming up next, like they made it all cinematic.
yeah,
Now, if you see all the highlights nowadays, if you see any sports channel, it's always, it's at real speed, then it'll be mad cinematic, slow mo. Or if
right.
anybody beefing, it was like, oh, it's dramatic music and stuff like that. I was like, yo, NBC did all that before anybody.
They definitely they painted a picture before the actual game, and then the games were good on top of that. So that was definitely a good look, man. All right, so we're gonna switch course a little bit, man. So I have a question here, man. What is your favorite hip hop video of all time?
Oh my God.
Favorite one, man. You say yours, and then I'll say mine, and we explain why we pick our picks.
I gotta say, I got two. Is Mob Deep. I forgot the name of the song is always but the beat, but it's all survival. I think it was survival of the illest, something like that. That they in the projects.
Oh man, how did I do?
And Puffy's in the video. I'm like, yo, this is like New York, right?
Yeah. That's one of they first joints. I think
that's on Hell on Earth. I think it was. If I'm not mistaken?
I think it might be on Hell on Earth. It might.
I could be wrong, but somebody's gonna have to check that on me. But I think it's that one. And my other one would have to be the LL Cool J "I Shot Your" remix. Cause I remember like, yo, those hip hop videos, black and white, grimy, like
those don't.
And then he had Keith Murray, Foxy, Fat Joe, and that's like the first video I ever saw Big Pun.
Yeah, me too.
Chuck, I'm Hispanic. You know how Big Pun is to me.
Yeah.
He's on my Mount Rushmore.
As he should be.
Nobody. I don't care who it. I don't care. He only had one album, 2 albums. He's on my Mount Rushmore. If we're talking about skill wise, ain't nobody messing with Big Pun.
Skill wise, he was definitely one of the best. Skill wise, a lot of people would try to say that.
The only ones I put in his lane, Biggie, Jay-Z, probably Cool G Rap, and Nas. That's about it.
Yeah, definitely like big, like him, like big skill. Like rappers don't like skill wise, man. It's like we really don't see it too often these days at all. Like
we had this conversation the other day, and we were saying like in our group chat, we were like, I think Biggie got one of the best verses, and it's not even on his albums. The Shaq Can't Stop the Rain remix. If nobody don't like that verse, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna have to question your hip hop,
Big was a different character.
Nah, he was the animal, bro. He was a beast.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Still, all these years later, still
And shout out to Tupac because I love Tupac, but I'm like skill wise, he's not up there with Big. He made a great impact on hip hop because the man, he worked. We can't put it past him. The man worked.
It's crazy.
He worked. He was like Kobe Bryant of hip hop at that time, before Kobe Bryant.
Mm-hmm. Not to so with the video that you had picked, the second video you picked with the you said the Who Shot You. Like another thing that's missing from like hip hop that I missed from like that era was the posse cuts. Like you got the Who Shot You, Fantastic Four,
Banned from TV.
and from
Like no chorus, no hook, no nothing. It's just straight bars going in, hot beat and everything. That's it.
yeah, they like that's something that needs to definitely be brought back to hip hop. That's missing in it. That's an element that was so important in that '90s. That 10-year gap in the '90s. That
Mm.
was amazing when it came down to, just setting the tone for hip hop. Period. Like the tone, like the fashion, everything was set in that '90s era. Man, the '90s has to be, to me, the best decade of everything that we love. When it
That,
comes down to
I
sleep,
think that's the golden era right there.
when it comes down to just anything, the
Because
'90s
think about it. Look, we're still talking about Nas still doing his thing today.
still,
He
it's
came out in the '90s. Wu-Tang, they still touring around the world.
still they
They came out in the '90s. We're still talking about Biggie and Tupac. Like they're still here.
pun.
And they like you're putting these guys' body of work comparing to
It's
Tupac and Biggie. I'm like, bro, you can't do that.
close.
You can't do that.
It's not close. It's
That's
not.
why I say that's the golden era of hip hop. And then I look at a guy like Fat Joe. My man came out with Flow Joe. And like every album, his lyrical prowess got better.
Y'all better like, because like with the Flow Joe, like I watched the interview with him. He said that when he like recorded Flow Joe, he was rapping, but he wasn't like rapping.
Yeah.
So like when he got signed, you like when you get signed early in the game, and you're not that good. Like your audience that you build can grow with you. So as you're growing
Exactly.
quickly, you're getting better and you understanding the music better. Like how Fat Joe understands music. Like people sleep on Joe when it comes down to understanding music. He understands what a good beat can do. He understands what a good chorus. He knows what
Yeah.
is from back in the days to sample. It's
And you know what else I respect about Joe? Because he actually came out and said that Big Pun helped him write better. Like he improved his writing because he was like learning from Big Pun.
I mean,
Not many rappers would admit shit like that.
if you around a goat like that, bro, you can only get better.
Exactly. You can only get better.
Like the same thing with the Locks. When they said when they was around Big was showing them the ropes, teaching them how to be better rappers, showing them you guys need to do this. Styles said the same thing. She says the same thing. Like if we didn't lose these great people in hip hop, man, imagine how much better the 2000s would have been.
Oh man.
The back half of the 90s, because we lost.
Or like
we
the
lost.
type of collaborations we would have gotten. Like we probably would have gotten a real Mobb Deep Biggie collaboration. They were cool with each other, but they never did a track together.
That would have been crazy.
Like I can only because we had a preview because Havoc did a beat on Life After Death. He did. I think he did Last Day with the Locks.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. I was like, yo, I need Biggie and Prodigy like right next to each other. Can you imagine if they did that flow, that back and forth flow, like Jada and Styles do? I can only imagine what they do.
Crazy, man. Like only
I would have loved that.
Only if we could like turn back the hands of time and like try to change the situation. But it is what it is. I'm very happy with everything that Big left us musically.
Yeah. I mean, like the man is being still talked about today. His family's good. That's what matters the most.
Right.
Everybody kept. I mean, people keep his name alive. Like they shout him out on the record, whatever. Big forever.
That's right.
You go to Brooklyn, you see a mural of the man.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely.
I took a picture of that mural in the pandemic. I was like, you know what? I'm not working. I'm going down to Brooklyn. I'm gonna take a picture in front of the mural.
The one that's on his block. The one that's on the building.
With the crown, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's a fire.
That's a beautiful mural. Like in person, you look at it, I'm like, damn. And of course, I always pass by the Big Pun mural right there, all the time.
See that one all the time, man. And the thing, the Big Pun joint, like they just, I think the Biggie one that they did, they just redid that one a couple years ago, right?
Nah, I don't think so. It's still the same.
It's been that same one.
Yeah, it's still the same.
Okay.
I think it's been the same since like 2015 or something like that.
But before that, they had another one there. I remember an older one that was there in that same place, and then they like redid it.
I think it was an older one. I think it was like him. I think it was him with remember him with the red leather with the two G's piece.
Right. Yeah,
and he was like smiling.
Yeah,
I think that's what it was before they did the crown.
Okay. Because like the Pum one too, they always update the Pum one, so that's what I
Yeah,
love. Like like every 10 plus years or something like that, they always go and they update it, man. And it's really dope that they keep these legends living, man. Keep their their legacy living and moving forward, man, with the culture. So that's definitely really dope, man.
that's a fact.
Yeah, man. So I got all right. So I got another question for you, man. How do you feel about the sneaker culture right now? Like, what do you feel like? Do you feel like the sneaker culture is in good hands? What do you think about it? Like,
I mean, to me, the what I think is like it is what it is because when we were young, we did what we had to do. We moved it forward with how it was. Like we bought sneakers that we liked and everything like that. I mean, some of the shoes were hype, but it wasn't about we're gonna get this for dollars.
right? Nah,
I
yeah.
think now more is like it's a business. It's really more uh capitalism. Like they want the shoe, they want to flip it,
Mhm.
and they want to buy more shoes to flip those.
I think,
And I'm not mad at that. Like it is what it is.
yeah, for sure, for sure. I think now, like the whole business aspect is like kind of like dwindling down. Only certain shoes now are being used for capital gain and being able to buy more shoes to be able to flip because not everything is selling. Like
No,
if you
that's
want,
what I'm saying. When we last year when we were going for the Turf Squad Air Force Ones,
Mhm.
back in the days, that shoe would have easily, if it was limited.
Or the
I
flip.
mean, it was limited, but I'm saying back then it would have gone for like $400 or $500
Mhm. For sure,
easily.
for sure, easy. 3 years ago, 4 or 500 easy.
Yeah, and like you go now because it's not a very sought after shoe.
Hmm.
You go on all these sites, like it's going almost below retail.
Hmm. Yep.
All I know is I'm happy I got both of my pairs
Yeah,
because
I just wanted the black. I wanted the black and white, and I wanted the friends and family pair. I wanted the friends and family before I
if
even.
if they decide to bring out those friends and family players,
I think,
that's definitely gonna be on the cop list this
yeah,
year.
for sure, most definitely. It's not even a thought. It's not even
Not
a thought for me. Like for sure. Like those
no.
those have to be in the collection. I think Nike should give him the opportunity to just come out with more colors and throw the TS
I
on.
think he should.
I think they really should
I think he should, and maybe bring out some of his Jordan PEs that he had with the TS.
to do
You
that
know
too.
those Knicks colorways and stuff like that.
Mhm.
They were fire.
Yeah, because the only Knicks like real Knicks colorways of the Jordan PEs was like the Quentin Richardson joints when he was on the Knicks. Those are like the only really Knicks color PEs that were ever put into not
Well,
even
he did have the Barclays too, the TS Barclays.
right. So like it's I mean let him do. He clearly knows what he's doing. Like let him continue to
Yeah,
keep doing that.
I think Nike should really let Joe bring out like let's bring these out the vault. Let's sell them for like springtime, Easter time, whatever.
Yeah,
I think they should let him do what he does because he knows what he does. He obviously loves shoes. Like
so
there's no way to deny the man loves shoes. He
for
loves
sure,
them.
for sure, man. He's definitely been a constant. He's been like Fat Joe. When I look at Fat Joe, he's not a hype collector. He's a sneaker collector. He
Yeah.
he's really a part of the sneaker culture and has always been a part of the sneaker culture. Way before, a lot of these people who are just, buying shoes just to say it's the cool thing to do, you know? So like it's really something that it's not it just needs to like let the real sneaker collectors get the shoes.
I would agree with that too.
Let the real
I
sneaker
would agree with that too, because before we used to it used to be on the hunt. Nothing was really online.
right.
We had to go to the stores and get it. Like if you weren't up early, you weren't gonna get the shoe.
Yep.
And back then, I really at times I miss those days. Like we out to the store. Let's go pick up these shoes before they run out.
Hmm.
But like now everything is you gotta depend on raffles and online.
Yeah,
And
man.
if you strike out, you put like your 2 cents. I was like, yeah, it is what it is, and then on to the next one.
Yeah, like that's all you can really do. Like that's why, like if I strike on this shoe, I'll be like, for like the first couple of hours, I'm stressed, but then it's like, on to the next shoe, man. Like, what are you gonna do? You know
It
what?
is like if you really want it, you will pay the resale. If not,
Yeah,
on to the next shoe.
next shoe, because there's always going to be something else coming out. They
Of
can't stop
course.
the rapid rate of shoes coming out now because they got to comp numbers from last year, so they have to
Hmm.
keep going. They can't never stop. So we're always going to get at least 10 shoes that we want a year. It's always going to stay like that. So depending on what other like inlines and stuff like that, because you're gonna run into some fire inlines at certain times. Like
Oh,
it's
of course.
a fire inline shoe at some point. No matter where you go, you're gonna run into something like, I need those. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think the culture is it's starting to turn back to where it's gonna favor us again.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I think these collaborations and stuff like that, like
That's what's
they're
killing
gonna they're gonna die down soon, like, sooner or later.
me. Especially if they keep coming out with inline shoes that look better than collaborations. They keep doing that.
Yeah.
The collaborations
Yeah.
is not really gonna matter. It's not really gonna have a place in the sneaker community anymore. They got
Mm-mm.
to keep going. They have no choice to keep it going. How do you feel about your Knicks this year, man? Like, how do you feel
Nah,
about?
I'm liking the Knicks. I was a little upset because I didn't want that trade because I know they got OG. He's a great player. He's a great defender. He can shoot the three. He's a 3-and-D guy. But
Mhm.
they got rid of quickly. I understand that it's business. Like they're not gonna pay him. They're not gonna. But I was like, yo, you might as well just hold him to the end of the year, and that's it. Because you never know what can happen.
It's true.
Plus, that spark off the bench. Right
Hard.
now, they're trying to find somebody to replace that, and it's
Yeah,
hard.
it's gonna be tough. I think, like from watching the Knicks, I've been watching a lot. I've been watching a lot more basketball this year than what I've been watching the last couple of years for some reason. Because the last couple of years it wasn't interesting. Now,
Nah,
for some reason, I've got pulled back into watching basketball again. So I've been watching a couple of Knicks games, and since the OG trade, I think the Knicks been looking really good. I think defensively they're much better.
they
With
are.
OG, OG not afraid to play deep. So now you got two people, and if you get the opportunity to get Mitchell Robinson back going into the playoffs, if that happens, look out.
No,
Look,
I really do. If if they do get Mitchell Robinson, I do think they get past the second round.
I
If
agree.
they get him back, I think they get past the second round.
I agree.
But
Yep.
if the Knicks are like holding out and trying to do one more trade before the deadline, we'll see what happens. Let's see who they get rid of, and let's see who they bring in.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, the team is looking good. Like I thought last year, Jalen Brunson should have been an All Star. I lost a bet because I said Jalen Brunson going to be an All Star. The man was balling out of his mind from the beginning of the season
Yeah.
to like the whole year, really, basically. And I'm like, he didn't make the All Star. I'm like, what? That's incredible. Like the man didn't make and like look at him now this year. Everybody thought last year was a fluke. Like he's still balling, bro. Like he's putting up numbers. Him and Julius are doing numbers.
Doing amazing together, man. They just gotta like one thing that I say that the Knicks can definitely like if they get this piece, like if they can find somebody that can handle the ball, like can like maybe like probably like a OG, like somebody that has a little more handle that can put put Brunson and put Randall in these spots for them to be, and without them taking so much of the shot clock, because you know how they like
Yeah,
dribble and do all that. If they can find like a point guard or somebody that can distribute the ball to both of them equally and give it to them in these spots where they can score easily.
right.
It'll
But
be.
the thing is there a guy out there like that though?
I don't think so. It's probably is, but we just don't see him.
I don't think so. Because if you're really talking about a guy like Donovan Mitchell, are we really gonna trade for Donovan Mitchell?
I don't think so.
He's
But
gonna be a
he's gonna,
he's gonna be a free agent soon. I think. Like I think he can opt out next year or something like that.
I think I think either this season or next. I think there's even one either this season or next season he can opt out, but he wants to be a Knick. So
I heard he does want to be a Knick, so the Knicks might as well just wait. But
yeah,
all I know is they holding on to these first round picks.
you have to. You have to
You,
these days, man.
I mean, I understand you have to, but it doesn't mean like the player you're gonna pick is gonna pan out into something. You might as well trade the pick for something else that is a for sure thing.
The way all sports are going these days, Like a lot of like in all sports is happening. Like I see it happening in football. I see it happening in baseball too. Like
Exactly.
they holding on to these picks. Like the picks are the most important thing. Whether they draft.
In baseball, people were like, when the Yankees got rid of all those players for Juan Soto.
Mhm.
Like, bro, that's Juan Soto. How you don't make that trade?
You have to.
You make that trade. These guys, you don't know if these guys are gonna pan out.
Man, you should have. Man, I would have made that trade the first time around. When he, like,
Exactly, I would have made that trade easily.
The first time around,
in a heartbeat.
Yeah, when he went to San Diego, that would have been me.
I ain't even gonna lie, because San Diego gave up a lot.
They gave up a lot to get him.
They gave up a lot for him, for him to come out from Washington. I'm like, in comparison, the Yankees gave up nothing compared to what the Padres gave up.
No.
To Washington. I'm like, that's crazy.
He kind of took like a step back. Like last year in San Diego, he wasn't that good. He was good, but he wasn't.
What happened was the way he started, it was so slow. People were like, "Oh, the magic ran out." And then the second half, like around the second half, he had a great second half, and his numbers went up.
Mm-hmm.
But they already knew, like, yeah, he doesn't want to stay in San Diego. So
yeah, like and on top of that, they don't have the money to pay him.
Oh no, they don't.
They gave
now
everybody else.
If he likes it in New York, there's a possibility he'll stay here because especially with the market, it's a big market team. He's gonna have opportunity to make money off the field, and being in New York City,
and on the field.
And you're a Hispanic player, so you're gonna get the Hispanic demographic also to the stadium. Bro, I'm looking for tickets this season. I'm looking for tickets.
I definitely want to. I never got the opportunity to see Juan Soto play, so I might be coming to Yankee Stadium with you. Because
I've seen that man play. I can't wait for him to do that the Soto shuffle
yeah.
and a pitcher don't like it and he'll smack it over the wall. I'm like, yeah, keep talking to him, bro. Just stop him there, strike him out. If you don't like the shuffle, strike him out.
I can only imagine, man. Like he hits a home run and then the stadium is going crazy. Like I could see it. Like I could visualize it. He hits a home run and it's, when they start playing the home run music and
yeah,
going crazy. Man,
it's gonna go crazy. But the thing is, Verlander. I remember Verlander a couple years when they were in the World Series in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't like him doing the shuffle after a pitch. He took a pitch and he did the shuffle. And he was like, "Don't do that." He yelled it out. I'm like, "Oh, bro." I was like, "Yo," I was watching at home. I'm like, if he smacked this home run, that's the best revenge in the world right there.
He hit a couple home runs. He was wilding on Houston that series.
He was.
Playoff run? That whole playoff run, he was wilding. Him
going crazy.
Yeah, he was wilding, man. He was wilding.
Going crazy.
I knew how good he was because I'm a baseball watcher, so I knew how good.
And I think Scherzer had a great postseason too because he was pitching.
Scherzer
was pitching great.
Yeah, and what's the name too? Oh man, what's the other dude they got? He retired this year. I forgot his name, man.
Oh, I know you're talking about the infielder. I think it is.
No, not the infielder. Howie was wilding too, but I'm talking about the Oh man, the other pitcher that they got that they had that they gave all the money to.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
What the hell is his name?
I know who you're talking about. I just don't remember his name.
Yeah, he pitched very, very good.
He was lights out.
Yeah, like every time he pitched, he wasn't giving them no runs. He was wild.
Nope.
It came all together for them that playoff run.
And mind you, Houston was still cheating that year. They were still doing.
Didn't even matter.
The signs and everything, the sounds, the electric shock on the chest, like they were doing all that.
It didn't even matter.
And they still lost.
It didn't even matter.
That's why I was happy that the Nationals won that World Series.
Mm-hmm. But they earned it though. They beat. You got to remember who they beat to get there though. They beat the Dodgers the first round. They smoked them.
Oh no, they swept them.
They swept them. Beat the Dodgers the first round. Then they turned the. I forgot who they played after that. They was running through teams. They had the pitcher.
It was the Dodgers, and I think after that was San Francisco, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I think it was San Francisco.
San Francisco, but they were running through teams. Like
Like yeah, they were on fire that year.
When they got to Houston, I was like, Houston may have a problem because they got the pitching. Like if you got pitching like that, like it's hard to lose in the playoffs, bro. It's hard. It's very hard.
Playoffs is about pitching and timely hitting. That's all it is.
100%. 100%.
Playoffs, baseball. Baseball playoffs is all about pitching and timely hitting. You can go 0 for 10 as long as you get that double, score 2 runs.
Or 2 runs. That's all you need.
That's all it is.
You got the pitching to
If you got the pitching and your bullpen is set, you good.
good. Yep, that's all it takes, man. That's all it takes. All right, so I got all right. So what sneaker is the sneaker that got you in the shoes? I know you mentioned the playoff 13s earlier.
That was the shoe that created the monster, bro. The black and red Air Jordan 13s.
Yeah,
That 3M, that 3M with that
yeah,
red suede
in the back, man. Yeah,
and that leather toe cap.
I
That
never
created a monster, bro.
was crazy. I've never, believe it or not, I've never owned a pair of 13s. For some
Nah,
reason,
I
I don't know
own
what
13s.
it is, but like about 13s. To me, when I look at the 13s, the toe box to me looks like it's supposed to crease. Like because you have the extra material on top of the leather, so it's like if I step wrong, they gonna crease. So I'm like, I'm good on those. Like
And
13,
my thing is, I love creasing my shoes because it gives them character. So
I mean,
when they crease, when they look, especially Jordan ones, if they crease, they look so nice.
Jordan ones is cool, but the eights, 13s, I hate eights too, and 13, I hate both of them. I
I
don't know,
love eights. I love eights. Those are one of my favorite shoes.
like straps on shoes for me are like because I don't tie my shoes, so it's like it's hard to waste.
Yep, but then you get that '90s feel because nobody in the '90s tied their shoes.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Everybody just kept the laces in the eyelids
Yeah,
and just make them look cool. And it's like, oh, you can see the strap. Oh, look at the 23. Yeah, it was fire.
the shoestrings is definitely a part of the whole shoe. Like it brings out the character in the shoe to me.
Of course,
Right, the shoestrings a certain way, it brings out the character in the whole
because
shoe.
I don't know nobody who ties their Air Force Ones.
Oh,
If I see somebody with some tied Air Force Ones, I'm like, you're not part of the culture,
no, you
mama.
can't be. It ain't no
Nah,
way. Ain't no way.
you can't tie your Air Forces, bro.
At all. You definitely cannot tie your Air Force Ones, man. That's
Nah, you keep them joints loose, keep them nice, crispy. That's how they last.
yep, most definitely. Yep, most definitely. All right, so I got another sneaker question for you, man. What is the most you ever spent on a shoe, and what shoe was it?
The most I spent on a pair of shoes is gonna be the Barclays, the Nellies. I spent 500 on those.
It's a fire shoe, though. I ain't gonna lie. That's a.
I love that shoe. I hope Nike brings it back because my shoe right now they're crumbling. Is not. I can't wear them no more.
Nah,
But if they bring them back, oh, I'm on those.
yeah, if they bring those back, I'm copying. You gotta
I
get.
bring. God
You
damn
gotta
it.
get those. Like if they come back out, like a lot of people probably won't even know what they are if they do, but you gotta get those. There's
I
no.
remember the first time I ever seen them. Like I think it was an MTV show. I think it was like Spring Break. Fat Joe had them on with a white tee, and I was like, "Oh no, I gotta have those.
Mhm.
I gotta have those." And then when I saw them in person, that leather, the patent leather, when it's blue and red, I was like, "Nah, this is fire, bro."
So you said 500 for the Nellies. Okay, okay. That's it. Well, to me, that I feel like that's worth it. I'm not gonna lie. Most I ever spent on the shoe was 300. So for the Nellies, yeah. Back then, 500 back then. What would that be now? That'd probably be like
That'd be like 1,200.
1,200 somewhere around there. Yeah,
It'll be 1,200. It'll
yeah.
be like 1,200. And mind you, I got 2 pair of Galaxy foams too. I
Mm,
sold one. I sold one to get my car, to get the down payment for a car.
right.
So I sold it for like 1,500. I had my 1,500. I put three G's down on my car.
Smart investment, man. I'm not mad at you at all for that, man. Smart, very, very, very smart investment right there. See, that's the thing. Like back then, you could do stuff like that. You get your hands on an extra crazy shoe that everybody want, and the demand is crazy. You definitely back then could get like 15, 13, 15 for a shoe.
And
Easily.
I think that shoe is still easily over $1,000.
Yeah, for sure.
I
Even
think I still think it's still over $1,000.
even with the rumors of the retro, it's still over $1,000 for that shoe.
I mean, if this true, I'm gonna get a pair because my pair is still good, but I'm feel better having another pair.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Most definitely.
But you know what it is? That's not a pair that I'm gonna say if I lose or strike out on, it's like on to the next shoe. No, that's gonna be a shoe I'm gonna get.
I feel like this time around, I don't think the resale will be as much.
I don't think so neither.
I think probably
But
you probably get a resale on that shoe. Probably let's see. What's the retail price on foams now? What is it? 250, right? They all been priced at
240, 240.
240. So 240 probably
It could be in the 500-600 range.
600 range to be able to get that shoe, which isn't bad. If the shoe would have came like when it came out back then and people were reselling them for 500-600, people would have bought them all day.
Yeah.
All day for 500-600 back then.
Yep.
People were willing to give up cars, apartments. I've seen damn near everything for that shoe. You know, like it's you.
I really think it was that shoe, DMPs, and Concords that really took reselling off. Like it was those three.
The first DMP pack. You talking about
the first DMP, 2006. We're talking about the 6 and the 11s.
I think for me, the shoe that I seen, like, because people were reselling up to this point, but not to the numbers that was up to this point. I seen the South Beach LeBron 7s. No, 8s. I'm sorry, the 8s.
The 8s.
South Beach. I remember the shoe came out. I remember I got online at Foot Action. Went with the homies. It was all my people just out there and like 2 other people. We all I think it was like a Thursday or Wednesday or something like that. They had came out. We waiting. We get inside to get the shoe. I know the manager. He like, yo, you want more than one? I'm like, no. Like, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? Like in my mind, what's the point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Boom. So now later on in the week, probably like next week, I'm online at Nike Town trying to get something. I forgot what I'm out there for, but I'm trying to get something out of Nike Town. Homie pull up, he like, yo, Foot Action just did a restock on 34th Street. I just grabbed 2 pairs. He had somebody come in and grab 2 size 13s. I think he sold them for like, I want to say, probably $300 a pop. At best. Not even $300. No, I think it was $250 a pop he sold them for. Because I think it was $250 a pop. 2 weeks later, these joints going for like $800.
Yep.
2 weeks later, that's when I was like, what the, like, it was
but
like,
the thing is, people don't know. Like they really sat for a while.
Wow, people didn't know. That's my
They
point.
didn't know.
Right.
And like I looked at that shoe and I was like, oh, this is gonna be a problem.
I said,
Because he did the whole thing, that whole interview with what's the name of that design? Jason something, I think his name is. And he's in Miami in the House of Hoops, and I'm like, oh no, I gotta get this shoe, bro.
Yeah, when I seen him, I said it.
And I bought him overseas. I was like, let me get him overseas before anything crazy. Because I had that feeling like it was gonna go crazy after a while. But when I heard they sat, I was like, oh shit, I could have bought them here. They sat.
And
but then when I saw the resale, like at Flight Club, and I'm like,
right,
bro.
Yep, that's exactly. Yeah, that's exactly how it went down. Just like that. The way.
And I paid $180. I'm like, yo.
I paid retail. What was they? 160. Like it was like 174 with tax. 174. Yeah. Yep. I remember that.
Like, dang, that's crazy, bro.
It was for me. It was the colors. It's like that shoe is such a dope shoe. And the LeBron.
Yeah, I love that color. Like I wear it, and I bought like a pink polo, and I was rocking it. I was the man outside.
That LeBron 8, like I feel like the LeBron 8 don't get as much
just due.
Yeah.
I feel like it's because that was the first year he was in Miami, and because he lost the finals.
Yeah.
That's why they don't give the 8s that much love. But the 7s and 8s, like that run where he had the 7, 8, 9, and the 10s, those were like his best looking shoes. I'm sorry.
The 6s was good too. You want to be technical, the 6s.
I mean, yeah, the 6 were good too, but I'm talking about that stretch, like those that Miami stretch. It was like a good run right there.
You had some heat over there, most definitely had a lot of heat over there, man. All right, so the last and final question. Matter of fact, I have another question. But we kind of spoke on it in the beginning of the interview when we were talking about Big Pun. I was gonna ask you who's your favorite rapper of all time, but I know the answer to that question.
The favorite rapper of all time. That's easy. That's Biggie, Pun, Nas, and Jay.
Can't go wrong with that four, man.
In that order: 1, 2, 3, and 4.
You cannot go wrong with that four, man. Cannot go wrong with that four.
If you come in my car, I'm not listening to no Sexy Red. Be prepared to hear some like Hello, Biggie, Nas, Jay.
I know
some Busta Rhymes.
No Sexy Red in the bed.
Nah, no Sexy Red, no Trippy Red, no Rod Wave, none of that. I'm sorry.
Like
shout out to them.
It was crazy, is right. I've never even heard of Ron Wave song in my life. I don't even know nothing. I just hear his name. I don't know who he is. I don't even know what he looked like, bro.
Nah, I only know because people post his music on, like, I was like, who's Rod Wave? Like, I don't know who this dude is. I'm like,
it's crazy.
It is what it is.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy that like now in hip hop you can be a full superstar to a certain group of people, and then other people who listen to the same genre don't have no idea who the hell this person is. It's crazy. That would have never happened in the 90s.
Exactly.
Like everybody. Like that would never happen in the 90s. But things change.
But we gotta get this right, because I don't want people to feel like the 90s had all nice rappers. We had some whack dudes too. Like it's not putting it out there. It's that we had more quality of music compared to it is now. Everything feels like watered down. There's like really no 4-minute songs. Like they have no 3 verses songs.
2:30, 2 minutes to 2:30.
Yeah, I don't like some of these short songs. Like actually like sitting in a car and listen to a song or an album in its entirety, and like 4-minute songs. I was like, that's perfect, bro.
That's why we people like me and you still listen to Lloyd Banks, but he give you 3 verses, bro.
No, he got 3 verses, and let's not get it wrong. Like Lloyd Banks' music is better than 50 Cent music. So whatever 50 Cent bring out, it's not even on par to Banks' quality. I'm sorry.
Banks' quality it's another level. It's another level. People don't.
Last year alone, he gave us the third album, the trilogy. He gave us the trilogy, the third one of the trilogy.
Yeah, and he gave us Halloween Havoc.
And Halloween Havoc 4. So I'm hoping this year he gives us Cold Corner 3.
I've been waiting on Cold Corner 3 since like 2014, man.
I need like a Cold Corner 3, especially with this winter storm happening. I was like, Cold Corner 3. Your perfect mixtape right there.
Perfect.
And something else, because he's been putting in work the past 4 years.
He has, man. He has. Shout out to Banks, man. Shout out to Banks. For real. All right, man. This is the final question, man. I know you got a lot of shoes. I know you got a lot of heat over there. I know you do. But what is the top 5 shoes in your collection? And if you could show the people, that'll be, really appreciate it if you could show the people the shoes and everything.
Top 5?
I'm gonna let y'all know right now, be ready. Be ready to see some heat.
I'm gonna go a little light first. This shoe right here, the Infrared 6.
Can't go wrong with the Infrared 6.
Nike Air in the back.
In the back.
And the 3 M's right here in the pods right here. Yeah.
And those I didn't, because I have the Infrared pack.
Yeah.
When they bring those back out again, I think I'm gonna grab them.
I mean, this is the one from the All-Star weekend.
I passed on them.
I think 2018, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's another shoe.
5 right there, y'all. We doing this in order? Like we doing that number order, or you just showing us?
No, I'm just showing you 5. I'm not putting them in order. That's like picking your favorite kid.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Don C's.
Don C 2s.
Nobody like Jordan 2s like me and my sister says, because Jordan 2s. Nobody want to give this shoe any love. Nobody want Jordan 2s until this shoe came out.
I did.
I've been on the 2s since like the original, the mellows, all that.
Mm-hmm.
The black and silver ones.
They need to bring those back.
Yes, they do. This one right here.
Fire shoe. Don't see twos. Blue pair.
Now here's another one I need always. Because you know when he wore these in a game and they brought him out, it was a House of Hoop exclusive.
Mm,
Everybody tried to run down the House of Hoop in Harlem, try to cop them.
it was over.
But I'm glad they brought these back out. The MVP, LeBron's MVP right there.
Fire shoe.
Nah, witness, baby.
He loved that shoe.
Nah.
Love that shoe.
This shoe will be in my collection forever. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what happens. If they say, if they decide to sell my shoes, I'm like, nah, these fives are staying with me.
Yeah, you gotta keep
whatever you want to do with the rest, that's fine with me. Now, this shoe, I love foams. This is a shoe that really, like, when I saw this shoe, and I seen it a lot during the 90s, especially like he got Game, Penny Hardaway wearing them when he was in Orlando.
He was wearing them in our game, man. Like that was such a
Cousin Booger was wearing these in his these foams with the Penny logo on the back.
I got two pair. I got like the I got the not the last release, the release before that one, and then I got the one from like I want to say like
mind you, this is the 2007 pair.
Yeah, I have that pair. I
got the 1997 pair in my room right now on the original box, the Nike box. You can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with it. And my last one, hype beast might like these, but these are shoes that I like mean something to me because I bought these at retail. I didn't pay resale for this shoe.
You heard them.
The Nike Air Yeezy 2s, Solars.
Still a fire shoe, man. Still a
fire shoe. And I think, in my opinion, this is the best one out of the two. Out of the three that were Air Yeezy 2s, this is the best one out of the three.
Yeah, for sure.
This is the best one.
The
platinums will be after that.
Yo, that shoe is so legendary. Nike took that color pattern and put it on mad different shoes.
On everything. They did it on the Foam Pros, the Roshis,
they put on Dunks,
Dunk Lows, Air Forces.
Yeah, I said the Air Forces. It was I remember vividly. Air Forces, foam,
and it was a premium Air Force too.
A premium.
It wasn't a regular Air Force release.
They even had like you see how on the Easy it got like the like I want to say the reptile swoosh.
Yeah,
they had that on the Air Force too.
Mm-hmm.
They even put them on the Air Max 1 too.
They did.
They even put them on the Air Max 1, man. So shout out to Nike for capitalizing on that colorway.
Oh my God! But remember when the Yeezy 2s came out, they were on a roll with the Roshis too. They did the Roshis. They did an all red one for the Red Octobers. They did a platinum pair and they did the Solar pair. I'm like, they are running these colorways down to the floor.
People were wearing Roshis, man. Like they was. Roshi was
those were the Crocs. Those were the Crocs.
That's what the Roshi was back then.
Yep, those were the Crocs back then.
100%, man. Yeah, but man, this right here was a legendary interview right here, man. I wanted to bring this segment back, so I was like, I gotta start with my man Marco, man, because his history and everything that he knows about the sneaker game, and then we can also talk about basketball, other things, hip hop, and everything. He's real tapped in on everything that I'm tapped in with. He's tapped in with those same things, man. So anytime we get to have a conversation, it's always gonna be legendary. Marco, let them know where they can find you at on Instagram and Twitter.
Instagram, my social is at SoulChase85. You're just gonna see a lot of shoes. You ain't gonna see nothing else really. I'll probably post a funny pic on my story here and there, but it's mostly gonna be about shoes, nothing about my personal life. Only a certain few know about my personal life, so that's all you're gonna get. Twitter, I'm not on it like that, but it's at Polo430. So that's my Twitter handle.
All right, man. I appreciate you pulling up, showing love. You know what I'm saying? Being able to get this interview completed. I appreciate it, bro.